Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Feyzo. I'm a makeup artist and an organic skincare formulator. So today I'm going to be talking about types of eyes and lashes that go with them. Now I cannot extensively discuss all the shapes and types of eyes that exist, but I'm going to touch on the 5 most common basic ones, and I'm also going to touch on a few lash types and styles. Mastering shapes of eyes and types of lashes that suit them actually keeps you ahead of the game as a makeup artist. It's a skill that you need. You can't do without it. So first of all, you must always have like at least 5 different types of lash styles and shapes in your kit, because your client may desire something different from what you even previously talked about. Or you could even come across a client that you didn't know before the time that you're doing the shoot or you're doing the gig, whatever it is. So it's always best that you are not caught by surprise. So you should have at least 5 styles, and some of these styles are the rounded lashes. Now I have a lash tray here, however it doesn't fully represent all the lash types, but I'm going to try and show the different lash types that I have handy right now. You all know that there's a lockdown, right? So I try very hard not to order too many things so that I reduce the risk of colloidal drivers. Anyway, jokes aside, I have the lashes that I have had before the lockdown started. So I'm just going to show different types of lash styles that I have, talk about them briefly, and then get into the nitty-gritty of today's video. However, before I go on, dears, have you subscribed to my channel? Have you even liked this video? Do it. I'm waiting. Thank you. That is providing that you have done it. Please, thanks and God bless, dear. All right, I was talking about different eye shapes and different lash styles and shapes that fit them. Generally, there are about 5 standard eye shapes. There are more eye shapes peculiar to people, but one thing you should note is that most eyes or most people that you'd meet have a combination of different eye shapes. So first there's the almond eye shape, and experts all over the world, and I found this by research, claim that the almond eye shape is the most appropriate eye shape. Now this is an almond, it's a perfect, like an asymmetrical shape, and this would be the inner corner, but in an actual eye, the outer corner of the eye is also going to taper to meet. So this is an almond eye shape. This eye shape is actually quite common. We also have the hooded eyes. Now for the hooded eyes, the eyelid is fleshier than most eyes. The eyelid is really fleshy and hooded, just like the hood of a jacket. Most of the time that extra flesh rests on the eyelid. Now the hooded eyes are actually very tricky to apply eyeshadow on, and you really just have to know your way around it. They have the big bulgy round eyes. Now I personally think that, because I have big bulgy round eyes, I personally think that these set of eyes are really beautiful, but people have called us different names. They say bug eyes, they say ice comba. However, the big rounded eyes are also kind of easy to work with, but also tricky, because you have to pick smart colors. You have to be careful with using pigmented eyeshadows. You have to be careful with using trending styles. All right, next up would be the monolid. Now the monolid, just as the name sounds, doesn't have a crease. It is almost like the opposite of the hooded eyes. So where the hooded eyes is extra fleshy and the hood rests on the eyelid, the monolid doesn't even have a crease. It's like one single sheet. The eyelid, the entire eye area, that's the space between the eyebrows and the lash line, is flat. Now, the monolid may have the eyeball either small or big. Most of the time, it's really small. And most of the time, the lashes, the natural lashes of your clients with the monolid are usually sparse, that is scanty. So you will need to be smart with choosing lashes for this eye shape, especially if the client has left it to your discretion. However, if the client hasn't left it to your discretion, you might want to have a conversation with your client about what suits them perfectly. It's not fight, go back to job, but this is what the client wants. So you might want to have a conversation. You know what I'm saying? Let's talk about the downturned or droopy eyes. Now, I have rounded, big bug eyes, but my eyes also droop at the tail end. Now, I'm just going to get into the lashes leading with this. I found that when I wear flared lashes, this lash tray, I'm actually wearing this. I'm wearing this from this lash tray. Let's see. Yeah, so this is a flared lash. You can see that one end, that's the outer corner, it flares and flicks upwards and is longer than the inner corner. So the flared lash tapers into a slimmer inner corner. Now, this lashes, people reach for it because, you know, it gives like a dramatic flare and it lifts the eye. For some people, for some eye shapes, for instance, the monolid might do well with this lashes. However, I particularly like this particular lash style because the strands of the lashes are crossed and it kind of gives a dramatic lift. So someone with hooded eyes will do very well with these lashes. And then again, you have to be careful. Whatever you do when you apply it, step away from the client and look at what you've done. You might even go ahead and apply one eye first. Maybe not applying your own lash glue, just working with, you can see that it's sticking. Working with the lash glue that came with the lashes, just stick it on, no matter how awkward it looks, and just check if it does what you want it to do for your client's eyes before you put on both, and then you see that it doesn't really work. So like I was saying, this particular lash is not so heavily set together, and I really like that. Also, the hairs are crossed. As you can see, the hairs are crossed, so it gives like a dramatic effect. But for me, my eyes droop at the tail end. So my eyes, if you can see properly, my eyes are downturned at the tail end, and I have found that when I wear flared lashes, they kind of make my eyes droop the more. Lash. Now I found that the flared lash only works for me when I trim the flared part. So I may have to, for it to work, I may have to cut off this flare. And this is kind of like wasting the lash in a way, in my opinion, because I might as well just wear a rounded one that just, you know, accentuates the rounded middle of my big bulgy eyes, instead of wearing this downturned one that just calls attention to my droopy tail end, to the droopy tail end of my eyes. Now, you need to know that the shape of the lashes are different from the style. So, I mean, most manufacturers combine shapes and styles. Now, the next lash shape that I'm going to be talking about is the round shape. Now, this round shape, like the name says, it's a round lash shape. You can see it's just round, and it's a perfect asymmetrical shape. If you fold it together, it kind of gives you like an equal, it's equal, unlike the flared shape where one side is longer and the other side is shorter. Now, using round lashes kind of gives, you know, the eye like a more rounded effect and a wide-eyed effect. So this lash shape would also work for the hooded eyes, work for the monolid. I didn't mention deep set eyes. Deep set eyes are eyes that are deeply set in the eye socket, and the brow bone is very protruded. The brow bone is a bone beneath the brow, like the name implies. Now, you'll find in a person with deep set eyes that the brow bone is really sticking out, of, you know, sticking out over the eyelid. And for some people, the brow bone actually even touches the eyelid. Can you see that fly, guys? Get away from here. Anyway, so for people with really deep set eyes, the brow bone actually touches the eyelid. Guys, all you may need may even just be like a really dramatic eyelash, like the flared lash that I showed the other time with the strands crossing. You know, that effect, that, say, overlap of the lash strands is going to give like a dramatic, but you know, softly dramatic effect to the eyes and open it up. Of course, because of the way the eye is set, the lash may touch the brow bone, but you can choose lashes that are not so long. Also, the round eyelash would also be great on someone with deep set eyes, because it would really like make the eyes look like it's more forward, especially with this length and this double layered effect. Now this shape is round, as you can see, it is round. However, the style is kind of sparse. You know, sparse lashes are created in clusters such that you can actually cut the lashes separated in the clusters and apply them like that. As a matter of fact, your life is easier, especially with someone who maybe already has like really thick lashes, or someone who already has like semi-permanent lashes on that have started to fall out. It's easier for you to cut lashes that are created in clusters like this. I have a couple more created in clusters. They're easier to work with that way, because if you put the whole thing on, you might find it just looking a little bit too much. But this particular set, these two are created in clusters as well, and you know, just using them cut actually makes a lot of sense, especially for people who already are wearing like semi-permanent lashes. So sometimes semi-permanent lashes have already started to fall out, and if you're faced with a client like that, instead of putting on the whole thing, you can just find the areas that are scantier in the whole lash set and just cut your clusters and apply them that way. So like I was saying, for the deep set eyes, this would be good. It would also be good for the hooded eyes. It would also be good for the monolid. What you need to do again is maybe put one eye first, step away from the client and see how that works with the look you've created, you know, the eyeshadow you've created. See how it fits the client, how comfortable the client is. Now I'm going to talk about the Asian eyes. Now the Asian eyes is what we popularly call chinko eyes in this side of the world. The Asian eyes is most often hooded. Now it's hooded, it's small, and then sometimes it's even like downturned at the end. I'm going to be lumping the Asian eyes and small eyes because they have similar characteristics. That's the smallness. So let's just say that I'm talking about the small eyes, and then as it relates with the Asian eyes as well. Now this lash, this set right here, is very beautiful. It's very minky. It's very layered and, you know, lovely. It's also a nicely rounded shape. However, this lash is really long, and even for me with big bulgy eyes, this lash is really long. So naturally, I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, but I'm going to say it again. It is wise that you take your lash and measure the eye of your clients before you apply, because if the lash is too long, it's going to make them really uncomfortable. So measure the eye before you put the glue on. When you get the measurement, cut off the excess, and it is wise to keep whatever you cut off, because you may need it for some other shoots. You may need it to create something like an editorial look, whatever. Just, you know, keep those things, because you never know when it will be handy. So speaking about the small eyes, now this lash, as beautiful as it is not appropriate for small eyes. And I found makeup looks where, you know, the eyeshadow is beautiful, the skin work is beautiful, the lips popping, everything is popping, and then what ruins the look is the eyelash choice. Ladies and gentlemen, lashes that are too heavy for the small eyes, it weighs down the eyes, and instead of opening them up, brightening them and giving an illusion that the eyes are bigger, the lashes weigh the eyes down, and the clients may not even be comfortable. I mean, they may look at themselves and think that, oh, it's so beautiful, I'm gonna go around today like this, but then they'll find that they are not able to see. I used to make this mistake a lot, where I'll just, oh, this is a lash that is raining now, and I'll just pick a nice and pretty one because I think that is appropriate, and then it just doesn't work for the eye shape. So be smart to not choose like heavy double layered or minky lashes. Now don't get me wrong, you may use minky, like double layered lashes. For instance, this lash right here would be perfect. Now this is a flared lash. You can see that one side is longer and then it tapers into this slimmer inner corner. Now this lash, as you can see, is double layered, if not triple. Yeah, it's triple. And then the strands are also crossing. I love that effect because it just kind of gives like a dramatic but not in your face effect to the eyes when you put it on. And you can see that these lashes are short. They would be perfect for small eyes because by the time you put them on, it doesn't look like the eyes are small anymore. It just opens it up naturally and then it lifts it at the outer corner. So this would be really good for anyone with Asian eyes as well. I hope that I have not lost you in the way that I'm going from shapes to styles and types of eyes, just going in and out, and I'm just trying to connect the dots here. So this lash style is the sparse lash, like it's created in a simple single line. This natural lash style is important to have. You may find a client who already has like really dense and thick and full natural lashes, dense, thick, long natural lashes, and all they need is just a little more volume to just perfect the look. Such clients may not even want lashes at all, but you say, okay, just a little more to make your eyes look more significant in your look. This would be perfect for this type of clients. Also, clients who like for a bridal look, some clients just want, especially for the white attire, the white wedding, some clients just want something really simple and natural. And they say for every bridal look, you want to be remembered as looking youthful and vibrant. So the more natural your choice is, the better. So this lash would be perfect for a bridal look, but of course you always must listen to your client. The client may want something vavavoom and dramatic. It is your duty to give them that. So I believe that I've touched on a good number of eye shapes and lash styles. So thing is, most lashes come rounded or flared. Then the styles differ in that some are minky, some are sparse, some are wispy, some are clustered, just like the ones that I've shown you. So it makes sense to buy a palette, buy a tray like this, buy a tray that has different styles, and at least have 3 different trays in your kit, even if it is one client that you're going to make up for. So that you can have an array. If you're changing outfits, you can also change the lashes. It will do a great deal for the look that you're creating. Always remember that you can make or mar the makeup look that you've created with your choice of lashes. So always put into consideration the shape of the eyes. Check, is it almond? Is it big and rounded? Is it hooded? Is it a monolid? Is it deep set? Is it droopy or downturned at the end? Is it Asian or rounded? I believe that I touched on the 3 the three eye shapes that are mostly affected by your lash choices. That's the deep set eyes. I explained before that the deep set eyes have the eyeballs deeply set in the socket. What's with all this fries though? The deep set eyes have the eyeballs deeply set in the eye socket. So what you want to do is create an illusion that the eyes are, more set outside. So a dramatic pair of lashes will do the trick. But however, always put into consideration that whatever will suit your client is best. So this is why it's important to have different styles in your kit, so you can check quickly without inconveniencing your client. Your choice of lashes also directly impacts on the monolid. The monolid is flat and doesn't have much of a flesh. As a matter of fact, you know how I'm looking at you right now, my eyelid is folded into a crease, and when I close my eyes, you can't see the crease except for the makeup that I've applied on. However, for the monolid, there is no crease. So you want to create a look. You want to create an illusion of opened eyes, like the eyes are more open and brighter. Now the third eye shape that will be directly impacted upon by your choice of lashes is the hooded eyes. And like I said, rounded lashes would do a great deal to open up the hooded eyes and to create an illusion, just to cast a shadow on that fleshy part and just make it look like it's more sunken on the inside. So that's it. I really hope that you have learned a lot. I hope that you learned at least one thing from all that I have said. If you have any questions or comments or anything you think I should have touched on that I didn't, please put them in the comment section. I intend to do a follow-up video because I kind of think that my thoughts were all over the place. I'm going to do a follow-up video based on your comments, your questions, and your remarks in the comment section. So please, if you've watched this video up to this point and you still not subscribed, dear, are we fighting? Can we end this fight and be best of friends? Please, dear, subscribe to my YouTube channel, like this video, and if you have makeup artist colleagues and friends, it would be nice to share something that you found with them. And if you have difference in opinion, please let me know. I'd like to learn from you as well. Alright, thank you again for watching my video up to this point. Until I come your way again with another video, it could be makeup, it could be skincare, whatever it is, be the best version of yourself that you possibly can. Bye-bye. Thanks, guys.